Do your students fail and you don't know why? Are you curious about how your MOOC videos are treated by your students? Does your course have so many students that you don't know how to oversee them? Do you feel you have lost control of your classroom? Do you feel overwhelmed with all this meaningless data about your class? Do you feel like you do not know your students at all? Is your students' progress a mystery for you? Do you spend sleepless nights worrying about how your system will behave when a lot of students sign up? Hello again, this is Vivos from the Google Analytics team. Let's see what is our solution for the problem stated before. So we will demonstrate our solution based on the default course from the Google Course Builder, but our solutions can be applied to any class that is made using Google Course Builder. So here we have the default course, but there is not much point to show statistics for a class that has no students. And since it was kind of difficult to enroll some students, we have created a program that generates events that any student that would take the class would generate. Right now it only works with the default course, but it can be easily extended for any class. So as you can see here, the program is running, and because it will take some time, we will let it generate some data and then we will come back shortly. The program has finished running, and let's see our statistics. First, in order to have a comparison, let's see what the default statistics of the Google Course Builder are. As far as learning analytics are concerned, the dashboard of Google Course Builder only gives a few statistics, such as the number of students enrolled, the number of students having completed a given assessment, and the average score of a student. This is only a shallow overview of the learning process that our enhancements amazingly improved. So now let's have a look at the additions that we have made to the Google Course Builder. As we can see, initially we get the same set of statistics as before, and from this point and under, it is our part. First, we add a table that shows the percentage of good answers per questions per assessments in the whole class, as well as the mean of attempts of the students having succeeded in each assessment. We have everything color-coded, so as you can see in the legend here, if for one question between 0 and 33% of the students have succeeded, we get the red, which is kind of alarming, then yellow, and then green. And then the same applies to the mean number of attempts before the success. So as we can see here, if everybody has succeeded in the first try, it's a good point, we give a green, then a yellow, and then a red. As we can see, our dummy students did not go very well, but this is probably because they are just a program. Next, we show some pie charts with the percentage of good and bad attempts for each assessment. In the default class, there are three main assessments, so here we can see the three pie charts, each corresponding to each one of the assessments. As you can see, we have added some animations, which makes looking at the statistics even more fun. So next, we can see an histogram that shows for each assessment the number of students enrolled, the number of students having completed the assessment, the number of students having failed, oops, it's hidden, nice trick, huh? The number of students having got more than 75%, as well as the number of students having more than 50%. As you can see, everything is shown in a very comprehensive histogram, color-coded, and as you have already seen, if you don't want to see a bar, you just click here and it disappears. More or less, we also have a little table that shows the numbers. So when you hover over a part of the graph, you get the corresponding chart. Here we have, for example, the table for the middle assessment, and here we have the table for the final assessment. From all the statistics, we have inferred some recommendations to the teachers in order to help them improve the results of the students. Here you can see the recommendations. Right now, because the students are really bad, we get always the same recommendation, but in case of another class with real students, we would get different recommendations. Next, we will see the statistics that we have gathered for the YouTube events of the videos that are embedded inside the courses. So here we can see some of the videos divided by unit and lesson. Usually each lesson has one video, and this is the case for the default course. And here the black bar shows how many times the video has started. And this can allow the professors to see how many students actually watch their videos that are embedded in the classes. The black bar shows how many times this video has ended. So in an ideal world, every student watches the video from start to finish, as we can see in Unit 1, Lesson 4, where the two numbers are equal. But if a student has trouble with engagement, maybe he starts a video and do not finish it, which can be alarming for the professor. And this is the case, for example, in the first video. So the first video has started 10 times and has finished only 4 times. As we can see, when you hover over the bars, you can see some numbers related to the bars. And as above, when you double click on the colors, the bars disappear or appear. Next, we will see our final part of the statistic. So, in this part of the video statistics, we analyze the students' behavior while watching the video by capturing the forward, rewind, and pause events that they generate. In the first plot, we can see the behavior of each student individually. For instance, we can see the parts that he skipped, the parts that he rewatched, and the parts where he paused the video. Moreover, we can see that student 2 and student 4 have not generated any events at all. So it seems that they just watched the video from start to, let's hope, end. We can see that from the previous chart, without any events, so this is a good indication for the video. Next, we have another plot. This plot shows the cumulative behavior of all the students while watching the video over intervals of 30 seconds. For each interval of the video, we can see the total events that have been generated and analyze which part of the video students have skipped, rewinded, or paused, which shows the parts of the video that are difficult or parts of the video that students find easy or not so important. Once again, we have added some nice animations, and we have this for every video. Before going to the next video, we can see that we have some recommendations, and again we see that this recommendation is a bad one, but we hope that you won't have robots taking your classes. So this concludes our video regarding the enhancement we made to the Google Course Builder.